is Sean Edwards, and I'm the business owner of Harvest Painting Impressions, and I provide interior and exterior painting and deck staining services to all residential and commercial clients. At Harvest Painting Impressions, I embody the perspective that every home or property has a look and quality of its own, and my primary goal with you as a valued customer is to accentuate the look of your home by adding life to it through the art of applying color. With Harvest Painting Impressions as a customer, you will have the option to acquire a variety of service options, promotions, senior discounts, material and labor warranties included with any project. In addition to that, I value the opportunity to provide you with a free and comprehensive service plan that is simple and specifically designed to promote quality performance and, most importantly, your satisfaction. For your free estimate, you can contact me at area code 815-590-6489.
The New Bible, written by Quatita Dean and inspired by the soul and spirit. The New Bible, the essential handbook for the Melanite, is available at awalkwiththeancestors.com. This handbook is meant to open and entice the minds of the Melanite species to inspire growth within our people while empowering every generation. Buy your book today at awalkwiththeancestors.com.
Greetings. I know people thought I wasn't going to come back because I thought I wasn't going to come back. But we are here now. Hey, y'all. Hey, Jessie, D. Marie, Amazon Beauty. Hey, Mary Jane. You over there kissing on the baby? Debbie, Rue. What you doing up, Rue? Hey, Misty Ocean. Pretty Rasta. Kiki, mother of two. Nicole Rose, Nicole Cole. Naima, Iconic Shandy. What's up, Still I Rise? Hey, Rikaya. Gratitude, Debbie Love. Hey, Miss Juliet. Cutie with a booty. Hey, Zola. So look, I don't have class on Friday. Oh, okay, because period. Hey, Donkey. What's up, Tangy? So I was watching the playback because everybody's asleep. First of all, we was in there. You ever had something make your skin crawl, scare the shit out of you? Baby, we was sitting in there. I didn't fix my food. I had called Toddy after I got off the live. I was talking to her for a second. Then I fixed my food, which was just the sausage and the eggs that turned out so deliciously. I had a little bit left in my bowl and I just finished eating them. But we sitting there and Josine had never seen Gothica. So we had put that on and we were starting that. When it was a knock at this goddamn room door, I like to, jumped out of my skin. I thought she was in here asleep. I opened the door. I jump up. I open the door. She done flung the door open with her blanket like it's time to get up. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Now, when I had brought her in here, she was looking at my voodoo doll babies. And she liked them. And then she saw the yayin. Yayin. She liked the yayin. But then she seen Santa. And she said, oh, it's scary. And so I was like, yeah, it's okay, though. So I laid her down. And I came out. And I laid down with her for a minute. Excuse me. Sorry. But then I came out. So when I was on the phone with her mama, I peeked in just so her mama can see her because I thought she was asleep. She sat up like, oh, girl, no. So I let Toddy talk to her on the phone. So then I said, okay, well, she keep looking over here at this damn statue of Santa, and she keep peeking around at it. I said, uh-oh. So I said, okay, I'm going to let you go to sleep. Good night. She said, good night. So then I closed the door. Child, we was in there watching this movie, and she done knocked on that fucking door. I almost jumped out my skin. I said, okay, come on up here with Lovey and get up on the couch. So she keep trying to get up, and I'm like, it is not playtime, ma'am. So I said, Cena, put her in your bed. As soon as he laid her down, he said she dozed off and went to sleep immediately. Like, it's probably too much fucking energy in my room. Because in her room, she got, we brought her a baby back from the Virgin Islands. But I had bought her this issue baby doll, and we keep it at the top of her closet. You know, she's a heavily protected little baby. We keep it at the top of her closet, but the eyes on it is gray. It don't necessarily bother her, but it be bothering her daddy. So every time I go in her closet, he done turned the head like this. But she sees them in the house. So she be like, some of them don't look pleasant, although they may not be bad, but they don't always look like you would think a pleasant one would look. So she be like, ghost mommy, ghost mommy. And Toddy, she be like, where? And she'll point. Oh my gosh. Now she has talked to him. Some of them she talked to, and she'll watch him walk. And she told the one girl, we like to jump out our fucking skin. I ain't gonna kid you. Cause we in Toddy room, and she walking back and forth, and she wasn't even, I don't even think she had turned 2 yet. And so she leaned out the door and say, up, like she's telling somebody to go on up the steps. We said, who are you? Who are you talking to? Up. Baby, I do not know. Toddy used to do that shit when she was little too. I'm like, girl, now the baby do it. She see him, she talk to him. I guess she be telling him what to do. But she's protected. It's just, she's in that realm. She's 2, So I guess it's too much energy in my damn room. As soon as Zena laid her down in the bed, child, she was out. So he in there on the couch, and I was in there on the couch because I didn't want him to give up his room and then me come and get in my bed. You know what I mean? Although me getting in my bed would be punishment because this motherfucker is hard. I gotta go and get me a mattress because my biohazard mattress is in the fucking storage. And y'all know why I said biohazard. That's just crazy. I keep talking about that. Anyways, I came back on here because I was thinking about what we was talking about before we had got off the phone. Although I'm on my computer, we is on the phone. Hey, pretty Lish. Look, I'm drinking my pineapple juice and my cranberry juice. Child, the plenty matches. So, I was thinking about what y'all said because I was watching a live back, and somebody had put in the chat, well, we were talking about JD Vance, who is allegedly, he is under the guise and the name under this presidency as James David Vance. That is not his name. He was born as James Donald Bowman. Now, somebody had put in the chat, well, he's changed his name a few times. And I said, oh, well, that might make sense. Why does it make sense, family? Because I told y'all he's a CIA agent. Excuse me, confirmation. He is an agent. He is CIA. He is an operative. So that would make sense. And that's why. Never even crossed my mind. We was talking about it on the other live. I just was shocked because, soul and spirit was telling me like, that's Julius Caesar. And I'm like, he's Julius Caesar. Of course, I kept saying Julian because I couldn't. Whatever. So I'm like, So it never crossed my mind. And as y'all know, these motherfuckers, they're playing many, many, many different roles, crossing over back and forth again. So I was like, let me see. Because they playing characters. But what is the point of playing all of these characters? They're better than motherfucking Eddie Murphy and Tyler Perry. You know what I mean? Because we keep saying that Mother Teresa son, and they look just alike, is Anthony Fauci. And I believe that because that's what they were telling me. And they look just alike. And maybe he's playing the same character. Maybe he's playing that role. Although I've seen them in pictures together, I'm starting to not to believe any pictures or anything I see. So Cena was showing me TikTok where this new Selena Gomez is looking like Gina Davis, which is confusing because it looks like it's AI generated, CGI generated, whatever the fuck. And I'm like, well, that definitely don't look like Selena Gomez. The cheekbones are different. She's super pale. I don't know. Have y'all seen it? She look crazy as fuck. It looks like it's CGI. Although they saying they believe that it's Gina Davis playing a new role. Because, Gina Davis, trans. Um, but if they are trying to be like their master is both. You know what I mean? Now, we are both as well, you know what I mean? But we are more of a balance. They are just out of the fuck control, bro. Like, I don't understand what is happening. Hold on. I'm saying my reverence real quick. Let me just see. Hold on. Sorry, step back. I'm all blowing my breath in your face. Step back a little bit. We've talked about before the STDs and STIs and HIV. Oh, excuse me, just going around Hollywood. Girl, I am tapped in. They are telling me a lot of people business. But the thing, just just pause for just a second. I don't want to lose any of that. Um, as y'all know, Sean Combs allegedly, everything I say tonight is about to be alleged, okay? Was a pass around. Diddy was a pass around. We all know that, right? He was a pass around and he was being sold to the highest bidder. But it ain't nothing that he wasn't used to. You know what I'm saying? And he was already a creep anyway. And so, will y'all accept me if I take my bonnet off? I'm so tired of having this bonnet on today. Can I just take it off? What if I take it off and then I'll be like, I'm going to put it back on? Y'all got y'all bonnets off? Because this ain't fair. I'm going to just, it got dye in it and stuff. I'm going to take it off. Don't judge me. Okay, just let me breathe a little bit. He was a pass around. And he has a strange victim mentality. And he does not mind doing it to other people and other people's children because it was done for him to him for so long. And I feel like there's so many roles. Like how many people are saying like, you know, Janice Combs ain't his mom, that's his aunt. Now, that very well could be the case. She definitely looks nothing like her old self on them pictures with Melvin. Okay? They just don't look nothing alike, right? And maybe she got her nose done. I do not know. But it don't look like her. And I get that part. However, I believe, and I ain't gonna stay in this part long. I believe that after Melvin was murdered, the mother, the real mother, because the lady said she was in prison with his real mother, and that's not it. I believe that lady was fucking him. And I believe that he was being sold as a child. And he was being sold as a child due to not having the protection that he may have had briefly from his father, right? He was a womanizer. I feel like he was abusive, but I didn't come on to talk about all of that, but whatever. So I kept seeing, and I don't know who I'm looking at, and they let me know that it's not necessarily Diddy that I'm seeing because I keep seeing somebody that look like Corey Gamble. I don't believe it is Corey Gamble, but I feel like that's the closest person I can say that this person looks like. It could be, but it's the closest that But I don't think that is him because it's something that looks different about the person that I keep seeing. But he's the closest like resemblance that I can say, oh, this is how he looks. Um, they understand and they know the secrets, right? And I'm talking about I'm just gonna speak on the Melanin community that is intermingled and intertwined with this system and I want to say a fascist system, but the system um and being sold and bought um because as I said before, you know, I have a hard time thinking that slavery was all that they said it was. I don't necessarily believe that. I think they want us to believe that. But I do believe that they have always found a way to make us some sort of indentured servants. But I feel like even as the people that we were then, we are still as strong now, um, and coming back into a power, knowledge, and understanding as those people were, as we were then in those frequency portals, um, space, time, continuum, whatever. Oh, huh. Now that do make sense. Well, I be damned. But I feel like there was a fraction of people that they may have had as servants, but they've always made things hard and difficult and was torturous. But you have to understand, they did not have all Black people as slaves. They did not. They didn't. And so there are, I can't tell you exactly why certain people were, some people weren't, but that's just the way things had moved or maneuvered in that specific time frame. If we can even say that, the allotted space of the continuum. That is fucking me up. As many times as they have talked to me about the space-time continuum, it never registered until in this very fucking moment. And they have showed me and revealed so much, and they have tried to get me to understand that, and I could not until this very moment. And I have spoken on it. It's probably in my book, I believe, and I still could not like fully grasp until in this very fucking moment. That's crazy. And I'm saying all of this to say, because we talked about, I think even last night, like the wraparound and the looping of the continuum of living the same lives over and over again, but they are tweaking the system. And so they are playing different roles, like I've talked to you before about, and it's in my book. The Pharisees. Excuse me. Sorry. The Pharisees play the same role even still today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that. Just open up a new tab. So the Pharisees were an influential Jewish sect during the Second Temple period, 1st century BC, 1st century AD, known for their strict adherence to both written Torah law and oral traditions. The name derives from the Aramaic meaning separated or set apart. Okay. Um, they had religious beliefs and so forth, right? Um, and we spoke about this. They were the operatives then. They're the operatives and the ops now. Um, they all are kind of like playing similar roles, and um, a lot of us look exactly alike. There are some small differences. Like, you ever been dreaming and you see family or someone you know in your dream and they look like themselves, but there's something that's different? There's always something that's different. Hmm. Wow. Wow. Um, this is fucking my mind up. That's crazy. And I know y'all like, bitch, what? Girl, look. Guys, look. So I'm gonna try to make as much sense as I fucking possibly can, bitch. Because remember one time I was talking on a live and I said, well, we're all kind of like clones. Y'all remember that? Let me wait for your response. Oh gosh, this is crazy. Do y'all remember me saying, Rakaya remembers? Amazon said yes. Okay, okay. So they always tell us no two people are the same. You and your twin ain't even the same if y'all twins. Um, there's always going to be something different, even when they make the clones that we know of, right? And the synthetics, and like, we're watching them do this shit in front of our faces, and we have seen past life pictures and shit of celebrities and some of ourselves, one more time, and some of ourselves. Um, but there's always something that looks different about us, right? Um, and it's so crazy because although we are in the conscious mind of the grandmother, right? We are in the conscious mind within simulation. Um, which this conscious mind, follow me, the conscious mind, subconscious, unconscious mind, the ether of it all, the energy of it all, the frequency, the broadband, the motherboard, the mainframe, central processing unit, the waves of electricity, the sparks of life, all of that belongs to the grandmother. All of that is intranet, right? And that is how we are processed, and that is how we are connected into the private, right? Because that's what the intranet is. It is a private communication system. That is her name. That's why they call it that. But the internet is the worldwide web, where they can't make it private. They don't really know, you know. Um, And so they're using the energy of the spirits, because spirit is frequency. So they're using the frequency, and we are inside of that. So inside of the conscious, subconscious, unconscious mind of ether, of the Akasha, the broadband, the motherboard, which is ran off of the intranet. We are also inside of the internet, right? So if we have to look at it, let's look at the outside of everything, like the global capacity of all things, the frequency, the energy that encompasses everything is soul, is intranet, is the original. What's on the inside that has been formulated to encapsulate and make the virtual reality. Out here is the real deal, and here is the virtual reality system that our the consciousness has, the flow of energy, ether has been trapped in, right? Okay. And so they create, and we create what we look like based on the programming of the simulation, which is the physical, the 3D, right? And so we just keep being replicated, duplicated. Just give me a second. Okay, correct. That's what I just wanted to make sure of how I'm saying it. Okay, so we are just being duplicated, right? So even when we are moving in and out of frequency consciousness in different realities, when we are in connection and we see it, whether it's by dream or if we accidentally intertwine with each other and we see it, we look like ourselves, but there's something different because it's a duplicate. The inner of you, the real you, cannot be duplicated at all. It means to make a double, but replicated means to make the exact. Only the grandmother can make exact. So your ether, your energy, you are an exact replica of the original. However, your physicality, your physical being, your 3D is only a double of what you believe you look like. But every time you duplicate yourself, you're missing certain parts. Your soul, energy, frequency, spirit is a direct replica, and it can't die. It's never reborn. It just exists and is because it's already a replica. And so it's just coming in and out of the physical, materialized thought process, bringing life to the thought, making it materialize into the physical, right? Understand me? The physical belongs to the atom. The ethereal belongs to the Eve gene. So the genome, the nuclides, the nucleus, the others that are in direct control. They are rogue programs. Now, I can get the book and we can read the genome section together if you want to, but they are the overlords and overseers of the program. Now, we are the writers of the program, but they are rogue programming, meaning they have gone out of fucking whack. We are always and constantly in the midst of having viruses, transputing, computing, and downloading fucked up programming into your psyche, into your motherboard mainframe, your CPU, your central processing unit. And so therefore, remember how I taught us all and I said for us to reprogram daily. And sometimes I don't do it. And when I do it, I remember to do it, I get it done, right? But we're not programming, which means to control your thought and shit. And so we're constantly in a loop. And so when we are being cloned, and that's just what clone means, to make a duplicate of something. So when we're being cloned, mean being reborn again. So somebody tried to take it out like, yeah, bitch, you a clone, you ain't real. Bitch, you're not real either. Like, we are more realer than the genome because we are the original. So when we are all coming back into the simulation, and we are, remember how we read last night? We read about the birthing of thought and creation, the Genesis. So when we enter that, it is our very essence, being, frequency, ether, melanite, in which it enters into the vessel. When it enters into the vessel, see, you can hide the vessel. You can't hide what's inside the vessel. And so because they lack in some capacities, when we enter into the vessel and we settle into the vessel, it causes it to color itself and, all of these different things because of the melanin that our ether and melanite encompasses. Okay. It's enriched in every facet, and it causes the body to run differently. It's like I explained last night, it's an iPhone. iPhones run, they're a smarter version of Android. Some people like, I like my Android because it do this, and that. That's great. But it's a hybrid of the smart version of intelligence, because it's Android, meaning okay. And so they lack certain specific coding, because once all of these things encompass together from your the book. Let me get the book. We're gonna read the book. As I go get the book, am I making sense a little bit? Are y'all able to understand, follow what I'm saying? Am I looking like a crazy scientist over here that thinks she's making sense? Maybe a little bit. Hey, electric lady. Okay, let me just grab the book. Hold on. Ouch. I'm I'm so stiff. I'm stiff and I'm sore. Oh, my old bones. My old bones, child. Hey, Dee, I'm good. How are you? Okay. Y'all understand. Okay. And so these goddamn people are constantly playing in our face. Trying to plug up this damn computer, man. Because I don't want it to lose its charge. I don't know what the hell. Nothing is charging here. Fuck, hold on. God damn, bitch, I don't know what the fuck. I ain't getting ready to. Okay. Okay. See, I can't unplug this because I'm gonna need the light real quick. Okay. What's up, truth be told? Hey, Danielle Thornton. You say, which is why the most of them can't cook, have no rhythm, can't do. Bye. Bye, Anubis. Okay. You said what page? Let me see. Let me go to the table of contents because we got one. Okay. 101. And I might go back to the codon after that. Okay. 101. Oh, gratitude. Hey, Scott Ann. Greetings. Hey, Still I Rise. Matriarch Enterprises. Greetings. So, genomes, a glitch in the system, the white race. I just noticed something on this damn thing. All right. Here we go. Ready? Read. And I'm going to try to read correctly this time. I was hooked on phonics. You got to forgive me. The soul is the principle of who we are. She is our power. God damn, you just started. You can't say power? God damn, start over. Fucking. The soul is the. Bitch, you trying to be serious. Stop. God damn. Hooked on phonics says, stop it. Stop. The soul is the principle of who we are. She is our power and where we come from. The grandmother internet is the essential foundation and power of all that is. She serves as both the source of illumination and the nurturer of life. Everything depends on her presence to exist. We as gene, wait a minute. I say who? Excuse me. We as Melanites are fragmented versions of her. We are manifestations of her transcendent mind and the physical embodiment of her genetic structure. Okay. Okay. We as Melanites are fragmented versions of her. We are manifestations of her transcendent mind and the physical embodiment of her genetic structure. The genome species, however, are incomplete replicas. They're incomplete. Really, it should say duplicates, but they're replicas because she's perfectly imperfect. She doesn't make mistakes. So they are incomplete replicas. They are anthropomorphic and are genetically modified adaptations of our species. Now, anthropomorphic, let's go to the back. I'm going to give you the definition of it because some people are like, what the fuck? I didn't put that word in here. Out of all the goddamn words. I sure the fuck did not. And I sure thought I did. All right. Well, let's go to the Google. Okay. Anthropomorphic, relating to or characterized by anthropomorphism, having human characteristics. Having human characteristics. The word human is broke down into two parts. It's a conjunction of hue, meaning color, okay? Meaning hue, color, complexion. Man, meaning spirit, energy, okay? That's why they're mankind. We are human, they are mankind. By all accounts, they are GMOs, literal carbon copies. They're replicated strands of the nuclide atom that began to repopulate themselves by cloning within their own individual strands. You were struggling with that word? Okay. It's hard to say. I ain't gonna even hold you up. So, I'll read that part again. They're replicated strands of the nuclide atom that began to repopulate themselves by cloning within their own individual strands. Even though the term genome refers to a complete collection of DNA or genetic material found within an organism, the genome, genus, as a collective are only approximate in their replication of the melanite species. They are incomplete embodiments of our esteemed genetics. Yes, their genomic blueprint encompasses all the necessary information for an organism's growth and operation. However, they lack crucial encoded information within their physical codons, as well as essential metaphysical data. In biology, a cell can replicate itself using what is known as cell division, also referred to as binary fission. For example, bacteria is well documented as a source of cellular replication. The bacteria cell first duplicates its DNA. ensuring that each daughter cell receives an identical copy of the genetic material. The cell then elongates and divides into distinct cells, each containing the same genetic information and cellular components as the original, with an incomplete genetic pool and devoid of the original source. The mitochondrial genome had become an uncontrolled infection within the system. They're rogue. They are rogue. Implanting itself wherever it could, killing off the natural elements of the system and taking over the body, bit at a time. This is what they do. Much like the actions of the physical embodiment of the genome here within the virtual system. They don't know how to do anything other than what we see them do. And because they're not original, they just keep duplicating and looping over and over again because they don't know how to be original, because they are not originals. They are copies. Human biologists and computer virologists exhibit a compelling relationship in their examination of intricate systems. Despite operating in distinct domains, biologists explore the various complexities of living organisms, investigating how viruses and bacteria engage with biological systems, leading to illnesses and affecting overall health. They analyze the structure, behavior, and life cycles of pathogens, seeking to understand their impact on the human body and development, alleged effective treatments and vaccines. Now, when we are looking at the species of the genome here inside of the central system of this virtual reality, they act just the same. They don't know how to live in harmony, right? All they can do is cause chaos. If it's peaceful, it disrupts their system. We are balanced. We can be great, party, but if you come over here acting the fuck out of crazy, we will beat you up and drag you the fuck out. And we will tell you and teach you, why would you do that? You got to be a better person. Would you like to hug it out? Because it's okay. We can hug it out. They want to kill you. They need to annihilate you for nothing. We want to rehabilitate you to put you back into the system for better growth. On the other hand, computer virologists examine the world of digital threats, studying malicious software that can infect computer systems. They investigate how computer viruses replicate, spread, and exploit vulnerabilities in software, aiming to develop robust security measures to protect systems and data. Just as human biologists work to counteract the effect of biological viruses, computer virologists strive to neutralize digital threats, ensuring the integrity and functionality of computer systems. Both fields rely on a deep understanding of complex interactions, whether between viruses and host cells or between malware and computer systems. We're all like, it's all the same because we are both things, right? Hey, Mrs. McCrae. Ms. McCrae. Okay. They utilize similar methodologies such as observation, experimentation, and analysis to comprehend and mitigate the impacts of their respective threats. Ultimately, the insights gained in each domain is allegedly core focused on the contributions to a greater understanding of resilience, whether in living organisms or digital environments, highlighting the intra connectedness of life forms and technological constructs in our increasingly complex world. I know it's a lot now. Some people are or visual people and they need to read it themselves to get an understanding. So follow as you can follow because I'm visual. I would have to really start to visualize what I'm saying as Quatita if I was a listener. Some people are not as visual, you know what I mean? They're audible. So I if you know if you can focus, you know what I mean? But you can always go back and rewind as well if you need to. You said Governor's question, could the Greys be genome in the future being they clone too much and are trying to reclaim or harvest? So aliens are interdimensional beings and they are created by the system as well. And they assist the others. And so they are just one of the many forms. We have just been isolated to where we think that we are the only life forms here. And we are inside of the interdimensional realms where there are many malware here and viruses here. And it depends on if we're talking about digital or physical, materialized. That's why I put this together just like this, so you can understand we're in two different systems that are in one. Excuse me. Okay. The impact of the subconscious mind profoundly shapes our modern computer systems. As discussed in prior chapters, I explain the motherboard and central processing unit of our virtual infrastructure. Let me see how much in this. So I think I'm gonna stop at this page and then I'll go to that. I can't just read the whole book because you gotta buy it. No, my brother, you gotta get your own. The virtual infrastructure, providing essential context for this discussion. Computer systems intentionally reflect our biological makeup. Okay. The technology, the technology within a simulation is closely tied to the physiological and cognitive functions of the human body and brain, a phenomenon termed neuromorphism. Now, I do believe I put that back there in the glossary, though. Neuromorphism. Let's see. I think I put that back there for you. I would be pissed if I didn't put that back there. It just means that they're very relatable systems, pretty much. Excuse me. And I didn't. What the fuck was I doing? Those are the main words I wanted to be putting in here. And didn't, bitch. Okay, well, that's pretty much what it means, you guys. Okay. The connections range from microscopic organisms such as bacteria and viruses to the workings of computer systems, demonstrating how we as beings compromised of melanite crystal comprised We as beings comprised of melanite crystals navigate the simulation through our energy. Additionally, quartz crystals, get your finger back, bitch. Get your finger back. There you go. Essential empowering devices like computers. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Oh, bitch. Never mind, bitch. Just let's go on and go now. Stop playing. Additionally, quartz crystals are essential, empowering devices like computers, watches, and radios. Everything exists in a web of interconnectedness and relativity. Neuromorphic computing is dedicating to designing computer systems that mimic the architecture and functions of the human brain and its nervous system. In a parallel fashion, the sophisticated design principles of glassmorphism is inspired by the human mind's remarkable ability to generate worlds fueled by the expansive power of imagination and the vibrations of thought. These age old technologies have played a crucial role in constructing the virtual landscapes we inhabit today, including the immersive experiences found within virtual reality gaming systems. Nothing is truly original, and technologies like glassmorphism, let me read this last little piece, and neuromorphism are no exceptions. They are not novel concepts. These technologies have existed for ages, and now they are being introduced into our communities for broader understanding. In reality, these are ancient methodologies that have contributed to the construction of the simulation. They are now utilizing this innovation in creating immersive experiences within virtual reality gaming systems, providing depth and three-dimensional quality to our digital environments. So I'm not going to finish that out. That's simulation. Yeah. So now I'm going to go into the beginning, the motherboard, Genesis Part 2. Okay. And that's on page 71. Time to connect. The grandmother intranet is the soul, our netted web of life. She is the original mitochondria, the aDNA, the genetic alpha code of eons, and the original fabric of existence. She's the psyche's operational motherboard and the electrical spark of life. Intranet is the generator that keeps the lights on in the simulation. To fully comprehend the question, you must understand the answer. It is important to have an understanding of what the soul is. The soul is the Akashic source of power. It is programmable matter with the highest cognitive connection. It is the source. Soul is a word to describe the production of ethereal data, coded and fed into the intra-system of our original being within the component of the physical body. These ciphers program the conscious fluid in which we reference as blood. Our genetic code holder, blood, is the grandest form of your Akashic record. It is memory itself. Blood rapidly and repetitively generates and permeates sequences of encrypted instructions into your vessel. The conscious frequency translates and activates all connected parts of the being. Once the genetic electrified gemstone that dwells within the space-time continuum of your material frame is fully functioning, you are considered alive. The soul is a living abundance of conscious energy that is aware of itself and all of its facets. It is a source of power that is capable of duplicating into many without ever losing its grandness. Meaning, meaning, whether it is replicated or duplicated, she will never ever lose what she is or who she is. When they try to duplicate, it is always going to be missing something. It's always going to be missing the original source because she cannot be replicated. She can only be duplicated, and she can't even be duplicated. The grandmother herself can replicate and duplicate within herself. The outside source can only attempt to duplicate. It is a source of power that is capable of duplicating into many without ever losing its grandness. The soul is vibrational ether radiating inside of the overall being. Intranet, by definition, a private connection, a private network contained within an enterprise that is used to securely share company information and computing resources among employees. The intranet can also be used for working in groups and teleconferences. Intranet encourages communication within an organization, a combination of information downloaded onto a server. Your server is your pineal gland, which is your SIMS card. This is exactly how the soul works. It is a private network within a communication system. This is how we connect with each other energetically inside of our DNA. The world took her name and used it in many ways without our knowledge, then told us that it was too sacred to speak, and so they hid it from us. The shadowed ones knew that if we were to gain understanding of this illumination, it would enable us to merge and reemerge back into clear consciousness and rise to frequency. Our intranet is a communication system within the true melanite. It is what makes us who we are. The genome species does not, like me and Toddy was talking today. Let's pause for a second on that. Because me and Toddy was talking today. I shared with her this video on TikTok. On this video on TikTok, the girl is talking, but she don't understand what the other girl is talking about, and it's herself. And it's like how you keep agreeing with people, even though you may not fully hear them or understand what the fuck they saying to you, but you're like, oh, And as the conversation go on, she realizes she don't know nothing what the fuck she's talking about, and the lady has now grown concerned, right? So as me and Tiny's having this conversation, she said that's why melanites and genomes are always on the same, not on the same page, because we don't communicate the same. And so even inside of that shit, like many times over, I have said they have to lower your frequency, which is why they implement it through the food, vaccinations, to modify your genetics and to keep you at a low cognitive level. From what you watch, your environment, fear tactics, sexual abuse, all of these different things are to lower your frequency and vibration so they can try to match you because they're not on the same teleconnected energy source. You know how we can know what we think. You look at somebody, you don't even know these motherfuckers, but y'all in a crowded room and y'all have witnessed the same shit and y'all look at each other, you know exactly what the fuck you're saying. They don't have it. And they don't understand you. And we can sit amongst each other and communicate and fellowship and connect. And we can start to read each other's energy patterns and thoughts. And we can connect on specific levels, higher cognitive levels and frequency levels. Because we are interconnected. We are intra-connected. Our broadband is the cosmolite, the highest apex of frequency and intra-connected energy. Okay. A lot of them NPCs be saying they don't even have inner dialogue. This is exactly how the soul works. It is a private network within a communication system. This is how we connect with each other energetically inside of our DNA. Excuse me. The world took her name, okay, and using it in many different ways. Okay, sorry. Okay. Too sacred to speak, and so they hid it from us. The shadow ones knew that if we were to gain understanding of this illumination, it would enable us to merge and reemerge back into clear consciousness and rise to frequency. Our internet is a communication system within the true melanite. It is what makes us who we are. The genome species does not and cannot possess the magic of the soul, nor can they ascertain our source power. It is no doubt about their jealousy and disdain towards the true melanite being. This simulation is programmed by rulers, overrulers, and demi-rulers. They are in contractual agreement known as covenants. These covenants were spoken of in the Bible. In biblical literature, the Lord made a covenant to Abram several times. He promised to make Abraham the father of nations, stating that he had chosen Abraham, because he was chosen Abraham because he knew that he would uphold the order set forth. They have the order of the brotherhood. Seeing that Abraham shall surely become a great and mighty nation, and all nations of the earth shall be blessed in him. For I know him, that he will command his children and household after him, and they shall keep the way of the Lord, to do justice and judgment, that the Lord may bring upon Abraham that which he hath spoken of him. Genesis 8:20 through 9 and 7. Genesis 15 and 7. Genesis 17, 1 through 1 and 2. Okay, let me read it again for you. Genesis chapters 8 through 20 and verses 9 and 7. Okay, I need to clear that up. He knew that Abraham would uphold the contract to oppress and keep the original beings of Hugh locked into the simulation in exchange for dominion within it. The overrulers are interdimensional beings from various star systems within what we know as the galaxy. Here in this virtual world, we say they are shadow beings. I was told to refer to them as the nucleus or as the others. Biblically, they are more commonly known as the lords. These beings are genetically different and they are without the concept of emotion. They have been described as malevolent and evil in nature. They're a conglomerate of various beings from different star systems. These beings, are without specific genetic key codes and have what we consider chromosomal abnormalities. They not like us. The demi-rulers are the Aryan genome species. We refer to them as white people. They also lack specific genetic key codes. They are very pale and their avatars are deficient. They currently hold dominion over the simulation. They are cunning and manipulative rogue implants. They are agents of the machine. Genomes are um, abnormal living cells with a limited amount of intellectual power. They are an encrypted, chameleonized implant. Now that is a real word. When Mother Dina first said chameleonized, I said I don't think that's a word. It is chameleonized implant, meaning they're like chameleons. They have innate ability to replicate and imitate. They will, because they can replicate themselves. We're not talking about them replicating the mother. They will never be original. Each entity are materialized animations within this domain, and both lack the inherited connection to the ultimate source, no soul. They're inadequate with no real grasp of love or bliss. Genomes do not have viable interpersonal relationships, bonding with their offsprings included. They are interdimensional, not intradimensional beings. Not all genomes are genomes, and not all melanites are melanites. They are children of the net. Their connection is within the fibers of the internet. It is their second source of energy. We're the first. It's their hub and their micro version of the soul. The internet is defined as a network providing a variety of information and communication facilities consisting of interconnected networks using standardized communication protocols. And their connection to source is an inverted systemic network web to connect frequencies while monitoring and controlling the population's energetic mental prevalence. They indoctrinate the globe with malware, or what is known as the Jesus programming. This program has many legs, many faces, many names, and the implemented programs acts as a virus. When executed properly, it replicates itself by modifying other computer systems, by modifying other computer programs and inserting its own code into those programs. Jesus is a source and analogy driven by oppression, coded for the genome's higher good only. It is impossible for a melanite to have a genuine connection with this entity as it has been created for our detriment. What you feel is a longing for your inherited birthright into divinity, a higher connection into the thought of the soul's unconditional love, coupled with a notion of belonging to a place outside of this fabricated existence. If you can't join them, control them. It is highly documented inside of the Bible. It's always been their plan to manipulate and destroy the melanite species. They hate what they cannot have and what they are not. We are powerful by birthright And with this high powered connection to the soul, we have a divine right to her vigor, strength, and power. We as Melanites can rise from this outward induced oppression. The grandmother internet said to us that we are not the vessels in which we currently dwell. We are the ethereal energy within them. She said, "You are not stuck. You do not have to stay here as incarnates inside of this dimension. You are simply here because you do not understand this concept, and for this reason, you haven't left the vessels yet." Intranet is forcing us, the intra beings, to rise and return to our true form. We are the original deities of the stars. We are the crystal gemstones of ether within the power source that fuels the physical body. With that said, we are not trapped here in this virtual reality. We just don't know how to elevate out of this system, a system we once governed with supreme authority. The grandmother internet isn't just the soul. She is many things and many beings. She is the establisher of comprehension of ether, sound, light, thought waves, energy, frequency, and vibration, the only energetic vibration of communication, instinct, and intention. She is the original generator, our galaxy's sole source of genetics, the genetic origin distributor, the God of this intra-simulation. She has been that throughout the eons. Intranet is the soul and the bestower of it. She is the absolute finality. Intranet, the ADNA, is the fount of power, the kinetic energy of creation. Adina is the all of oneness. She is the most protected being, which is why the Melanite woman is the most unprotected. Contrary to popular belief, the soul cannot be found or obtained and cannot be sold. It's not yours to auction. That is the end of that chapter. That is the end of that chapter. See, we've been on for an hour and 22 minutes. Again, we are reading from my book. Okay. So I'm going to go, but before I do, I'm going to read the first 2 pages in the Spirit Dome, the motherboard and the simulation. And I know I read like a 7th grader. I don't know. Just, I'm hooked on phonics. But I'm going to read the first 2 pages. I'm going to read page 77 and 78, okay? And then I'm going to go. I won't read the entire chapter. This chapter is about Simeon the mighty lion, okay? This is one of the more longer, chapters, okay? So, let me show you my guy. Gratitude, y'all. I read just that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to read the first 2 pages and that's it. Just to give an understanding too. All right. We are within the mental confines of the intranet. We are inside of her consciousness. The cosmos are the physical manifestations of the soul's ability within the virtual reality. We are the animated progression of her consciousness. Each twinkling star, a synapses firing within her expansive mind. While the mysteries lay between the folds of space and time, her RAM, the random access memory, interweaved with the expansive gallery of her Akashic experience. Let me drink something else. Sorry. Each twinkling star, a synapsis firing within her expansive mind. While the mysteries lay between the folds of space and time, her random access memory interweaved within the expansive gallery of her Akashic experience. The magnificent spirals of galaxies symbolize the intricate communicative connections and elaborate networks of souls that flow through her glowing essence. Each celestial object within her massive and ever changing solar system are the embodiment and representations of the 11 parts of the human soul hour system. The darkness reflects the complexity of her consciousness, giving a deeper understanding of her magnificent mind. She is our multidimensional galaxy. She gives a new meaning to the word constellation, carrying a rich tapestry of meaning beyond its common association with the star system. The star systems. Typically, it denotes a group of stars forming a recognizable pattern in the night sky. However, exploring deeper into the etymology and her synonyms, it reveals something fascinating, stretching comprehension into the realms of life and existence. Discovering the strongest matches for constellation being circumstance, future, inevitability, certainty, and afterlife. That is really what the word constellation means. The word constellation means being circumstance, future, inevitability, certainty, and afterlife. With its noun being destiny. The noun of constellation is destiny. It is clear to me that intranet is the constellation. Intranet is all circumstance. She is the inevitability of the afterlife and the certainty of our future. She is destiny. As above, from the crown, so below, down to the soles of the feet. She is all things cosmic. We are spiritual. We are spiritually adorned by soul. Simeon Yehuda is the leader inside of the Lyra constellation. Lyra is known for its bright light due to Vega being the brightest star residing within it. So if she is the constellation, he is Lyra. He is the pineal gland. He is the SIM card. He is Simeon. Simeon. Simeon is the light within divine foresight. He is the frequency bandwidth of the pineal gland, the circadian rhythm, and is often linked to the notions of light perceptions. She, intranet, is the vibration. He, Simeon Yehuda, is the frequency, and together they are the creation. He is the gateway in connection to the soul. To reach the soul, you must enter and go through the frequency of the spirit. Simeon is the gateway. He is the connecting portal of frequency into intranet's vibration, and you must go through him to get to her. The Bible tells you, you must go through the Son to get to the Father. Jesus said to him, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. John 14:6. Intranet is the soul and creator of the spirit. She is the mighty they, them. The I am that I am. The soul and the spirit are the prevalent and etheric energy sustained internally as well as externally. Intranet is vibrational radiancy from the inside out. The frequency of the spirit covers the physical body and illuminates it with beautiful hues. Her manifestations are empowered by her will, WHEEL, in parentheses, WILL, her wheel of chi. Its mechanics already within her. She used her chi to manifest her own counterpart, birthing from pure will to do so. Intranet is the epitome of the Immaculate Conception. Her energy is birthing energy. She is solitude within the solidarity of the feminine itself. Upon Intranet splitting herself, don't y'all love how every time they come in here under a false page, and I'm glad y'all get to see that they come in, that I'm talking is going right into this. Ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy? All right. She is solitude within the solidarity of the feminine itself. Okay. Upon Intranet splitting herself into two, she birthed spiritual oscillation in its highest form, giving birth to all facets of vibration. Without any outside assistance, Intranet engineered and produced Simeon Yehuda, creating the effervescent ambiance of frequency, what we reference as spirit energy, our fiercest and most loving source of being, the one we reference as the mighty lion. Simeon Yehuda was born. Simeon Yehuda was born a virgin. Behold, a virgin shall be with child, and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which being interpreted is God with us. Matthew 1:23. Adina created the emotions of bliss and gratitude. This is the exact definition of the word Yehuda. It is praise, honor, and glorification of self, expounding on all that was and all that will ever be. She became soul and spirit. Intranet, the Adina, and again, Adina, ADNA means the alpha DNA, is the beginning and the end. The grandmother has been known by many names over the eons. Her name is Intranet, but her title is Adina, ADNA, the alpha DNA, the Eve gene. She is also referenced as Akasha, a connected energy that can only be duplicated within itself. Soul and spirit. Intranet is extreme knowledge, intention, and unwavering logic. The soul is your thermometer, the source code and decoder. It's the sequence and fabric of all DNA. She's the crown, the highest and supreme consciousness. The soul's chi radiates a golden hue from the top of your head with vibrant and various tints cycling from its chakra frequency, hence the royal's crown. Spirit is the electromagnetic wave of oscillation and vibration of the metric field that covers the physical vessel. When your spirit frequency radiates, it creates what we reference as the aura. The chi of your aura acts as a regulator and detector for all thought and emotion. It is rationale, your conscience. He is the frequency, the connector, and the gatekeeper to the Eden. The spirit is foresight, wisdom, and empathy within the awareness of all oneness. It's a complete bounty of thought and blissful awareness. one of a divine source, a knowingness extending from the kinetic power of the Akashic soul. So I am going to leave it there. I'm not going to finish out the chapter because, again, you just got to go and get the book. Okay. To purchase the book, you can purchase the book by reaching out via the email shown here. With that email, you can email me to purchase the book, purchase my decks of cards, as well as book with me. That is the only way. Do not give nobody else your fucking money. Okay? Do not give nobody else your money if you have not spoken to them via this email. You can also reach us via our corporate number. Child, let me get it right before I put the wrong damn number there. Baby, I just gotta look at it, y'all. My mind ain't even. Okay, I was right. You can purchase the hair oil as well, Sheena, off of the Magic Walk. And if you just choose to call or text the corporate number, which you can, um, one of the team members will pass the message on to me, or they will give you the email to reach out um, to be able to book, to get the hair oil, to get a book from us, or a deck of cards. Okay, and this is how you do that. I show gratitude. No, they can't never handle the truth. They think they matter and they don't, and their feelings be hurt when they realize that they don't. It's okay with me. I am the motherfucking governess, and my name is Quatita Dean, and I appreciate y'all for coming over here and always still, regardless, supporting a walk with the ancestors, because we do still walk with our ancestors every day. Walk like you have 9,000 ancestors walking behind you, because you do. You are power in the source of it all, okay? It was never on there, Miss Constantine. It was never on there. A reading is a reading, and what you choose to look at within your reading is up to you, okay? So, unless it's a walk with crime, okay? So, the tap codes. Somebody else had the question about the tap codes too. I saw you had said something about it in the chat, but I kept forgetting to acknowledge it the other day. 198 is what it's on. Let me go to it so I can show you. This is the tapping and codes. These codes are what is behind my music, right? And then I'm going to tell you. Like, these are my songs. This is my music, and they have tap codes behind it. Do you hear the beating? It's different things behind it. Okay. So that's my music. So like transmute my pain into usable energy. So these are the key codes. And you can use the key codes. You can either use them as binaural beats and put them together. You can use them as tapping. They you can tap to heal certain things or to bring certain things into vibration for you. You can choose to put them together like a light code activations is how you choose to use the tapping codes, because you can put them in anything that you want. Say you put you together affirmations, right? Or even if you go to the front of the book and get the affirmations out of here. And in those affirmations, when you say your affirmations, I am great, I am love, I am well, 20, 18, 1, 14, 19. I am love, I am power, I am me, I am that. 13, 21, 25. Like, that's how you start to create your light codes of activation. Or you can tap 20 times. You can tap in certain places, or you can put them as beats. You can create them however you choose. Like, these are just different. These are the key codes. The numbers up here are the key codes. These are the tapping codes at the bottom. Okay, so that's pretty much how it goes. And so I've put these inside of my music, and you can create your own codes, or you can use those. You know what I mean? It's just a diagram to show you. But that's what's behind my music that I create. I use key codes, light codes, and tapping codes inside of each and every one of these songs that I've created. This is a reconnection to my higher self. You hear that? Those are tappings. I created and I put the sounds up under the music, binary beats. You can hear them all. Some of them I've even put the sound or words behind it. Let me see. This is Heal My Trauma by Clearing My Heart Space. So these are my songs, and I put the sounds up under it, the beats, tapping, and all of that, okay? Gratitude so much. I appreciate you. And you can find these on my YouTube. They're under High Vibration Creations or something like that it is. But you can find them on my YouTube, okay? I show gratitude. I appreciate y'all. I know it's late early. I'm going to go on and go. Gratitude, it automatically went straight to my heart. Gratitude, solitude day, solitude day, she. I hope I made sense. If not, watch it again and see what you get. I love y'all to life.